All right, awesome. Well, welcome to Pros and Cons of Joining a Team. And I kind of want to preface it by saying that I'm not pro-team or anti-team. I really have no opinion one way or the other. It's a very individualized decision of whether it's a right fit for you. And hopefully we're going to do a few things today to help you decide whether or not a team's the right environment for you to be in, if it's what you're looking for in real estate. For some people, it's an absolutely amazing fit. For others, it's the complete opposite of what they got into real estate for. And I can't make that decision for anyone. We see agents thrive in the team environment. We see agents thrive as a solo agent. So you gotta pick and choose which one seems to be the best path to get you to the goals that you want to hit. So when we talk about a team, what you guys understand, first off, what it is that we mean by a team. And isn't that funny? Okay. That's supposed to say, what is a team? So we may have some other slides that didn't translate well from my computer to this one. But so kind of give you an idea of what we mean by a team. So typically, someone comes to work for a brokerage, they're a solo agent, and they start working on growing their business, and they reach a point where they have more clients than they can handle at one time, okay? Because they're doing all the paperwork and they're doing all the marketing, and we've talked about before that that's not the best use of our time. Putting together a flyer and doing Facebook posts is not my best use of time. My best use of time is to be face-to-face with clients or on the phone with clients. So if you go back to the MREA and they talk about how do you grow a $1 million real estate business, well, the first move you do when you find yourself too busy to get everything done is you go and hire an administrative assistant, okay? That's going to take a lot of that paperwork off your plate. They're going to start helping you with your marketing. They're going to help you with your contract to close process. They can follow up, set appointments, not with clients, but set appointments for the inspection, set appointments with the appraiser, and handle a lot of those sorts of things, and give you more time to spend face-to-face with customers. But you may find yourself again where you're too busy, and the MREA actually recommends that your second hire is another administrative person. And typically one of those is now just handling your contracts. They're your transaction coordinator. That is virtually all that they do, okay? The other one is more your assistant and your marketing person, okay? But we continue to grow, okay? All I'm responsible for now is lead generation, finding people that need to buy or sell a home, and meeting with my clients and taking them around. So I can't give up the lead generation because that's the single most important thing in my business. I still have to keep ownership of that, okay? And so I'm going to have to give up some clients if I want to continue to grow and have somebody else handle them for me. Well, if I've got to give up some clients, which ones would I rather give up? Buyers or sellers? Well, I want to give up my buyers because the buyers take about 3 times as much time. And so, because all the time going and looking at houses, you know, with a listing, I typically am only going and meeting them at the property to sign the listing agreement and then showing up at the closing table. There's a lot of work that gets done in the middle, but I get to do it from my desk or on my phone. I'm not out spending time in the car running. So the first people I'll typically give up is I may hire a buyer's agent, okay? And there's some different models here because we may do a showing assistant instead of a buyer's agent. And if you find yourself growing to where you feel like you need help in your business, we can talk about the different models, but I just want you to get the idea of what a team looks like. Well, we're now a team, okay? We're more than one licensed real estate agent, okay, that's working under the same brand, okay? And what is that brand? Well, the brand is that first agent. Whatever company it is they are working as, okay? So for me, my team is Family Home Group. You know, you got the Rutledge team here in the office. You've got JB&A Associates. You've got Coots and Company. We have lots of small teams here in the office. Some of them are right here where they've got one buyer's agent. Some of them have grown to the point where they have more leads than they can handle, and they need a couple of buyer's agents. Okay, and this can continue to grow, and we're only like at level 4 on a business on the MRA 7 levels of a business at this point. If I get enough buyer's agents, one of them is going to become my manager of my buyer's agents. If I get to the point where I have too many listings, I'm going to hire a listing specialist. And if I continue to grow, I'll hire somebody to manage my listing specialist, and I'll hire some more administrative support. You know, within Keller Williams, we have teams that have 60, 100 people on their team, okay? All working for that one brand, not for Keller Williams. They're all Keller Williams agents, but they're working on that rainmaker is what we call that person up here at the top. They're the rainmaker or the team lead. We're working to build their brand, okay? We may hire an ISA or an OSA. That's an inside sales agent, outside sales agent. That's somebody that their full-time job is to be on the phone, and they're working to set appointments, okay? Either for the rainmaker or for one of the agents that are working for them, okay? Not all teams use an ISA, but some do. So understand that there's lots of ways that a team can be structured, but you can generally think of it as there's 4 different areas inside a team that may exist, okay? One of them is going to be the administrative. One of them is going to be your buyer's agency. One of them is going to be your seller's agency. And the other one's going to be your ISA or your lead generation team, okay? And some teams will group the lead generation in with the buyers. So lots of ways that can be structured, and we can unpack and explore that. But today's not an exploration of the organizational model of a team. It's just to give you an idea of what we mean when we talk about a team. Some real estate agent has grown to the point that they need help in their business, and they may already have some help, or you may be the first help that they're asking for, okay? So what makes a great team, okay? Well, some of the things to look for and think about is there's good teams and there's bad teams. There's teams that agents decided to start prematurely. They really didn't have enough business to support anything more than themselves, okay? Maybe there's just something they really hated doing and they wanted to pass that off to somebody else, okay? That's not a healthy way to grow a team, okay? They may not have done a good job. They may not have made the right decision to hire administrative support first and establish the systems and the way that the business does the business. So what makes a great team? Number one, solid branding, okay? There is a name recognition that's there. There's a clear identity of who the team is, okay? They have great systems. They figured out good processes for taking care of their clients and making sure their clients get consistent customer service, that they get exceptional customer service. And they have a way of doing business. You know, this is what you do on the first phone call, and this is what you do to get ready for an appointment, and this is what happens after somebody signs a contract. That this person does this person does this. They have lots of leads, okay? Enough leads that they're able to give it to the people that are on the team. So they're not out having to generate all the leads on their own, okay? But lead generation is still a big part of being on a team. And we'll talk about that in a minute. They've got exceptional culture, okay? They're healthy management. They interact with each other well. Everybody plays a role, and they're a good fit for each other. Okay. For some of them, they have things that they do in the in the community to give to the community. For some of them, they're engaged with other organizations, but the members of the team play well together. Okay? They've got robust training, and very often on a team, there's lots of ways that can look. Okay, for some teams, they're still going to lean on the market center to do most of the training. Okay, and they want you to come into classes, and they're going to tell you these are the classes we want you to take. Some of them are going to want you to continue to be in the coaching program. Okay, because they don't want to field all your phone calls. Call the coach. Okay. But some of them, on the other hand, are going to be very hands-on. They're going to be very involved in the training. They're going to have their routines and the ways that they want to teach you. And it can also include a lot more mentorship. Okay, and mentorship is different from coaching. You know, coaching is guiding you, questioning you, pushing you, helping you find the answers. Mentorship is watch what I do and do it. Okay. It lacks the explanation, and it lacks the exploration. So you always have to be cautious in a mentor relationship that your mentor is doing things the right way, right? Doesn't work so well when it's like, don't do what I do, you know, do as I say, don't do as I do. No, you need somebody that does it the right way and wants you to do it the right way. Talented leadership, okay? I think all of us at some point have had a boss that we didn't get along with, or we felt like didn't cast the right vision for the company. Perhaps they weren't as ethical as we'd like. So we want to see talented leadership there. We want to see a well-defined vision. Okay, what's this team going to evolve into? Where's it headed? Okay. Because if the team is what the team is today, well, that's not really very exciting. Or, you know, the role you have today is the role you're going to have tomorrow, period. Most of us get in this business because we're ambitious and we want to move up. We want to see our incomes increase. We want to see our lives change. That's why we got in this business. So we want to know somebody's got a clear definition, a clear idea of where they're headed to. And a path to get there. We want to see helpful support. Okay, got admin. Okay, we've got admin support. We've got transactional support. We've got marketing support. But if the support's not good, if the support's not friendly, there's no benefit there. Okay, so we want to make sure we've got the right people on the bus. We want to know that there's room for growth for you. You know, if I step into this role on this team and I do a really good job, what's next for me? Okay. Is there the possibility for me to be the head buyer's agent or lead buyer's agent, and I manage the other buyer's agents? Is there a chance that one day I'll be the operations manager for the company and I'll be responsible for everybody? Okay. And then lastly, you want to have fun. Who wants a boring job? Right? One job where we get to engage and have fun with people. So that's what, when we talk about a great team, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, that's where I would want to be and where I feel like I would fit in best. And I feel like that's what most people are looking for. And that's an environment where there's an opportunity for success. Okay, success is certainly not guaranteed, but I want to be somewhere where it is an option. Okay, and that's it. So let's talk about the pros versus the cons of being on a team. Okay, so and you're gonna find this amusing, probably, Don, because some of the stuff on the pros list is also on the cons list. Okay, and that's where a personal decision, you know, some people want certain things and some people hate those things. So one, they've got an established brand. Okay, that's the pros. We don't have to create an identity. We don't have to come up with a logo. We don't have to come up with all the marketing pieces. We don't have to come up with a slogan and a website, a URL, and I don't have to design my business cards. The brand's established. Okay, So I'm stepping into a system, okay? And if you're comfortable with that, that's fantastic, okay? The thing to know about that is you're stepping into somebody else's brand. You're no longer building your business, you're building somebody else's business, okay? And we'll see that on the con side. Two, you've got lower expenses, okay? The team is probably providing your business cards. They're providing your signs. They're providing your lock boxes. They're providing you leads. They're providing you marketing support. They're paying for your transaction management, okay? So what you're paying out of pocket goes down, okay? Three, possibly more mentorship, okay? And again, I'm talking specifically mentorship, not training. Keller Williams is tremendous amounts of training that's available to you. The coaching program offers a ton of support to you. But if you're an individual that really needs to be shoulder to shoulder with somebody, okay, that you're never going to be comfortable going on a listing appointment until you've gone with someone and watched them do it 3 times, maybe a team is the right place for you, okay? Because you need mentorship, not training or coaching, okay? But understand that that's not going to be true on every team, okay? Because why did they build a team? They're so busy, they don't have time for anything else. Well, mentorship may not be on the agenda for them, okay? They want somebody that can just step into the role and start moving on their own. Help with lead generation. And this can take a lot of forms, okay? This could be a really well-established team that has a great database that they're in constant communication with. And when somebody raises their hand and says, yes, we're thinking about buying a house, that's a nice warm lead, okay? That's fantastic. You may have an ISA that's circle prospecting around open houses, circle prospecting around new listings. And they're not just creating the interest, they're setting an appointment for you, okay? So you're not just handed a lead, you're handed an appointment, okay? That's a possibility. Not all teams are at that level, but there are teams out there that's their model, okay? Or the leads you could be getting could just be the product of paid online advertising that they're doing. Those could be leads coming in from Facebook ads, from Zillow, from Dave Ramsey's ELP group. There's lots of places leads can come from. And they may be funding that and then passing the leads on to the agents in there. So you have to keep in mind what the conversion rate is on those. But if you don't have a sphere of your own, you don't have contacts, you don't have people to work with, this may be a good fit for you because you're going to have opportunities put in front of you, okay? But that doesn't mean there's not work attached with it. You've got support staff and shared resources, okay? So if there's certain tasks you don't like to do, you're not so good with the paperwork, you're not so good with the follow-up, you submitting stuff to the office and getting it through compliance, if that's just like your most hated part of your life, well, most teams have staff that are taking that off your plate, okay? High accountability, okay? This is one of those double-edged swords. So we're going to see this on the cons. But a lot of people do better in an environment where somebody's watching over their shoulder, okay? They, you know, this is a business that as a solo agent, if you get up in the morning and you decide that, you know what, I really don't feel like working today, nobody's calling you and checking on you. Nobody's asking what's going on, right? You get to set your own agenda, okay? You do better in an environment where I need to be at the office at 9 o'clock. You know, I need to make sure I have these activities done, okay? And if you thrive in that type of environment where somebody else is setting the agenda, teams can be a really good fit for you, okay? Well-defined systems. If you're not so talented at organization and figuring out how to get from A to Z, well, the team already has that figured out, okay? And the team has a structure and a way of doing business, and you just step into that machine and assume a role in there, okay? So if that's something that you struggle with and you would like it in an environment where it's already laid out for you, you just have to play your part. Teams can be a great fit for you, okay? And then lastly, it's potentially a faster path to income, okay? Most new agents know it's going to take them a little while to build some name recognition and to start getting a steady flow of leads, okay? Well, stepping into a team, you may be handed a steady flow of leads day one and be able to get to the closing table a little bit faster, okay? Any questions so far, Don? I'll take it that's a no. All right, so we'll head on to cons.
No, this is good. It's good information.
Right. So here are the cons to being on a team, okay? And why some agents feel like a team isn't where they want to be. Well, number one, you're building their brand and their business, not your own, okay? So if you got into this business with the idea of building your own real estate empire, if you like the spotlight and you want to be the center of attention, a team's not going to be the right fit, okay? Number two, you don't get to choose your clients or your coworkers, okay? So if you're given a lead to work and you don't like that lead, well, you're still expected to work that lead. When it's your business, you can say, I'm done. You know, I don't want to work with them, okay? The transaction coordinator or the administrative assistant or the other buyer's agent, you know, if you've got a personality conflict with them, it's not up to you to choose them. You don't get to fire them. That's your coworker, period. So you want to make sure you're stepping into a really healthy relationship with people you enjoy if we're going to go on a team. Next one, you may have mandatory hours that you have to report to the office. You may have mandatory hours that you have to be lead generating. You may have mandatory meetings that you have to attend, okay? That could be a daily meeting, could be a weekly meeting, but they expect in exchange for all the things that they're giving you, there's certain activities you need to participate in. And then you may be given quotas, okay? You may have a certain number of closings you need to reach or a certain production level that you need to reach, or your place is no longer secure on the team. You may have to hit certain conversion rates on, we gave you this many leads, we expect you to bring this much business back. You may have quotas on your response times, okay? That a lot of the software that the teams use to distribute the leads, if they send you a lead, they want to see that you respond to that lead within 5 minutes. And they're tracking that, okay, inside the system. So if you're not wanting that type of scrutiny, that sort of that high level of expectation, team might not be the right environment, okay? You do get a smaller commission, okay? You're giving up for all the things that a team gives you, all the expenses they cover, the additional support that you get, the leads that are generated at their expense, you give up a larger portion of your commissions. And we'll take a look at that and break that down, let you see what that potentially looks like on a team. Okay. High accountability, again, a con. If you don't want to be working for someone and them telling you, this is how I want my business run, these are the activities I expect you to do, okay, this is how I want you to do it and when I want you to do it, then a team may not be the right environment, okay? If you're comfortable and happy with that, okay, or thrive in that environment, then a team's going to be good for you. Well-defined systems, okay? If you have to understand that they built their brand on a certain level of service, on a certain style of activity. and you're coming into the team to fit in, not to bring your own systems and your own ways of doing business. It's okay to bring your own personality, okay? But it's not okay to bring your own systems. You're going to use their presentation pieces. You're going to market the way they tell you to market. They're going to dictate the way things run, okay? And we've got to be comfortable with that, okay? If we want all those other benefits. And then lastly, you have to understand that all the leads that you generate and you create and all the past clients that you have, if you ever decide to leave the team, you walk away from all of that, okay? So if you meet 200 people over the next couple of years, okay, and you have 40 customers that you've worked with, and you decide that you want to go break out on your own, well, you met those people while working for the team. Those leads belong to the team. Those 40 closings you had, those were the team's closings, not your closings. Those are the team's customers, not your customers. So you can't reach back out to them, okay? Now, if you come into a team with your database of people, you get to take your database of people with you when you leave, but anybody new you meet while you're working with a team, that's a team lead, okay? So in a lot of cases, it feels like if you ever lead a team, you're starting over from scratch, okay? So,
I'm sorry. So the clients that I got on my own, let's say, I had a family friend, I have to share that with the team. That's what you just said?
Absolutely, because you're on a team.
Because I'm still
you're no longer an individual agent. Everything belongs to the team. Okay. So you but the friends that you have now would be in your database joining the team. Okay. So when you leave, they can go with you. Okay. But if you make a new friend,
make new ones, yeah,
that friend stays with the team. Even though they've become your best buddy, that's your team's lead now. Okay. Somebody marries into the family, anything like that. Okay. Anything that comes along new is the team's. You only get to leave with what you came with. Okay. Gotcha. So that's kind of a good overview of the pros and cons. And I told you there's lower commissions. I want you guys to really understand how the splits happen, because there are a lot of agents that go to teams and are surprised by how the numbers work at a team, because it really wasn't explained well to them when they joined. So I want you to understand going in that if you're going to go meet with a team, every team has their own team agreement, okay, that dictates this is how commissions are handled. And some of them will break out and say, if you find the lead, you get paid this way. If we provide the lead, you get paid this way. If it's a Zillow lead, you get paid this way. If it is an appointment we set, you get paid this way. If it's a personal property, you get paid this way. And one of the things for you to know, on some teams, and we'll see this in a slide later, if you're a buyer's agent, you only get to work with buyers, period. So if your mom wants to sell her house, the rainmaker is who lists the house, and they pay you a referral commission. Okay, so you don't get to be the one to list the house. Okay, still going to make some money, just not the same type of money as if you sold it. So let's first off kind of look at what the commissions look like for a normal agent. So assuming we're selling a $300,000 house, 3% commission, the total commission, 3% commission, total commission would be $9,000. Okay. Well, here in our office, you're going to give 30% to the broker. You're going to give 6% to Keller Williams International. I'm assuming that you're in the coaching program. So I put the coaching amount in there. Okay. And so you walk away with $4,860. Okay. I didn't mix FMLS in here, okay? Because how teams handle FMLS, some may pay it, some may not, but that's going to depend on their broker split, okay? Or not broker split, their team split, okay? But for a
Trey, I'm
typical
sorry, what
solo-
is the royalty?
That's the 6% that's paid to Keller Williams International,
Okay,
okay? That's the royalty and the broker split together are your 18,000 that you're capped, okay? 30% of that is ours, 6% is Keller Williams International, okay? And if you're a solo agent and you're making 3% on every transaction, you'll cap at $1.7 million, okay? And so you'll see how this works with the cap in the next slide. So if you're on a team, it's a little different, okay? Most teams are on a 50-50 split, okay? So you get a commission of $9,000. Very first thing, 50% of that goes to the team, okay? And they have their own split with the broker. Then you, from what you have left, you move to an 80-20 with the office. So 20% goes to the broker, so that would be 900. 6% goes to Keller Williams International, and you're left with a net of 3240. Okay, so we go from when we're a solo agent making 4860 to 3240. Okay, which is not a huge amount to give up. Okay, but instead of capping at 1.7 million, you cap on with the broker at 2.5 million. So we make less per transaction for a longer period of time. And that's where it gets a little bit more expensive. Cap on royalty at 3.35 million. Now this said, while you make less per transaction, if the team is helping you have more transactions, that's great. It's a win, okay? I don't mind giving up a little bit more because of the added support, the added resources. I do more deals and I make more money, okay? But I've got to do the more deals, okay? But what happens after cap, okay? And remember, we don't cap at the same places. So as a solo agent, we cap at 1.7 million, okay? And once I cap, okay, which is going to be somewhere, you figure that's around 5 to 6 deals is where we hit our cap. So once I pass 5 or 6 deals, all I'm still paying for is coaching on a $9,000 commission. I'm walking away with 8,100 until I roll over. Okay. Now with the team, after I cap, and as a reminder, I cap at 3.35 million. Okay, so I have to do twice as many sales to get to the cap. And only then I still pay my 50-50 split with the team. Okay, so the 4,500 comes off the top. I don't pay anything to the broker. I don't pay anything to royalty. I walk away with 4,500. So now we've got some disparity. 8,100 as a solo agent, 4,500 on a team. Okay, but you've got to ask yourself, am I going to get to that point? Am I going to sell more than 5 or 6 houses? Okay, we've asked if I'm going to sell 5 or 6 houses on my own, but I'm going to sell 20 houses on a team, well, the team wins. Okay, but if I'm going to sell 12 by myself or 12 on a team, being a solo agent wins, at least financially. Okay, if I'm happier in the role, you always have to take that into consideration. Okay, so let's take a look at, let's say you did $4 million in sales. Okay, and that's going to be somewhere around 12 transactions. 1 a month is going to get you right around 4 million in sales. Well, as a solo agent, I would have made 120,000 in gross commission income. I would have given 18,000 to the office, 12,000 to coaching, and I'd be left with $90,000 at the end of the year. Okay, on a team, I would have made 120,000 in GCI. I would have given 60,000 to the team, $10,500 to Keller Williams, and I would leave with 49.5. Okay. So when you compare apples to apples, 4 million to 4 million, the solo side wins. The question you have to ask is, am I going to do more on a team? Okay. And how much more do I need to do in order to do the same as an individual? Okay. I want to throw a couple little caveats in here. One, I mentioned that I didn't put FMLS in there. Okay. So if we had to pay FMLS on every single transaction, okay, that 4,500 or the 4,500, 4,800 would come off of the 90,000 on the solo side. I don't know about the team side. It depends on the team. For some teams, they pay the FMLS fee. On some teams, the agent pays the FMLS fee, and on some teams, they split it. So that's a question worth asking a team, is how do you handle FMLS fees? Okay. But if I've got to pay $5,000 of FMLS, I'd rather pay it from 90,000 than from 50,000. So I'd like to see the team take that. The other thing to keep in mind is if the team is utilizing a referral network, like Zillow's preferred agent program, okay, to generate the leads that they're having their agents work. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. Zillow takes a 35% referral fee off the top, okay? So if that's their lead source, you really need to understand how it is that the commissions are paid on the Zillow leads. Because the way that it works on some teams is the commission's $9,000, but Zillow gets 35%. So they get $3,150 immediately, okay? Then the team and the agent split what's left. And then from your half, you pay your broker split and your royalty, and you're left with a net of $2,165. Okay. And if that's going to be most of your deals, that is very challenging. Okay. So you need to know that going in. And again, if you're selling enough volume, some of this doesn't matter. Okay. But you need to make sure that the environment is there where you're going to thrive and you're going to have plentiful sales. So with that in mind, how do I know what the environment is at that team? Okay. So I'm thinking about joining a team. What are the questions I need to be asking of a team to figure out if it's a good fit for me? Okay. Well, the first one, what's their value proposition to the client? Okay. If I'm going to come to work for you, what is it that I'm offering to buyers? What is it that I'm offering to sellers that's unique? What sets us apart in the marketplace? What's our value that we're providing to them? Okay. The second question would be, what's their value proposition to their agents? Why would an agent want to come and be on their team versus somebody else's team? Next question, what can I expect in terms of leads or appointments? Okay, because this can vary greatly. You know, is it that we're gonna guarantee that you get 4 appointments a week? That might be fantastic. It might be 2 appointments a day. It may be you don't get any appointments, you only get leads. And I want to know what's the source of those leads. Okay, are these Zillow leads? Are these leads from your database? Are these mostly sign calls? Are they database relationship leads that I'm getting? So that I have some sense of what kind of conversion rates can I expect from them. Okay. What does your training and mentorship look like? Okay. If they don't have great support for you, if they're not going to train you up and give you the skills you need to succeed, that's a problem. Right? They need to be prepared for that and have a solution. What are your expectations around prospecting, responsiveness, reporting, and time in the office? Okay, so let's talk about prospecting. there's a lot of teams that their expectation is you're going to spend 3 hours a day on the phone doing lead generation every single day. Okay. You have a responsibility to bring leads to the team. You have a responsibility to find customers. We're going to give you some leads, but it's also your responsibility to go generate them on the own. Okay. And that's pretty standard. Okay. At least 2 hours every day is what I see in most teams. Okay. Now, for some teams, they're okay with you working from home and doing that from home, but you may be on a Zoom while you're doing your lead generation so that everybody can see that you're actually lead generating. For others, they want you coming into the office. They have an office space, and the expectation is you're going to spend 2 hours in the office every day from 9 to 11 doing your lead generation. So you need to understand what that expectation is to know if that's a good fit for you. Okay. How many leads are you expected to create or find a week? How many contacts are you expected to make a day? And if you're given a lead, what's their expectation in terms of responsiveness? Okay. So I send you a lead. Is it expected that you're going to respond within 5 minutes, or you're going to respond within 24 hours? Okay. And you're going to find a lot of the teams have tracking software. So you have to respond within 5 minutes. Okay. And if you don't have the capacity or the ability to do that, you're not going to be a good fit for that team. Okay. Reporting, what is it that you're going to have to do? For a lot of teams, they have a weekly team meeting where the team comes together and meets for an hour and a half a week and discusses what's going on with the team, what the projections are, what the goals are, and they review your numbers. How many hours did you put in this week? How many appointments did you have? How many buyer's agreements did you sign this week? Did we get anybody under contract? They're going to want to know that on a weekly basis. Okay. And how much time am I going to have to spend in the office? Okay. So definitely want to know that to know if that fits for me. Another great question is, what are you looking for in your next hire? Okay. And the right answer there needs to be tied to their vision. Okay. If I just want somebody to give me a little bit of relief, I want somebody to take some things off my plate, that's somebody that's not ready for a team. Okay. They don't have a plan in place for your success. But when you ask them what they're looking for in their next hire, that we want somebody that's going to push us closer to our goals. We want somebody that's going to help us reach this many sales this year and help this many families this year. We want somebody that's going to be a good team leader, set the right example. That's the type of responses I want to hear. That's somebody that's thinking of their business in a healthy way, and they've got their ducks in a row. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Continuing on with the questions to ask, what can I expect in terms of administrative support? Okay, that's help with my contracts, help with the contract close process, help with my marketing, all of the things we want an administrator to do. Okay, and that's going to vary. Is this somebody that's in the office? Is this a virtual assistant? Is this a transaction coordinator that isn't a full-time employee of the team? But you want to have a good picture of that, because that'll let you know how well developed they are as a team. Ask them how their commission splits work, because while I've walked you through some examples, they vary greatly. Okay. The splits could be higher or lower. And a lot of that's tied to the value proposition. Okay. There are teams out there right now, okay, that if you're a listing specialist for them, it's an 85-15 split. You get 15%. They get 85. Okay. But the amount of support that you get those agents that are on those teams that have those 85-15 splits, that sounds insane, right? But they're taking 10 listings a week, okay? So that's pretty healthy income, okay? So you need to understand how the commission split works so that you know, am I getting enough value for the team for what I'm giving up for my commission? That's what you're balancing, okay? Am I able to work with buyers and sellers, okay? If that's important to you, okay? But most teams need buyer's agents, not seller's agents, okay? Because a seller takes 3 times as much time as a seller, typically speaking. We need more help with buyers than we're ever going to need with sellers, okay, as we grow our businesses. So in a lot of teams, if you're a buyer's agent, that's all you get to do. You don't get to list a property. All listings belong to the team or to the rainmaker. Okay, and you need to understand that. You need to know how you get paid for that. Okay. Ask them what their most successful agents, who they are, and what does their production look like. If I'm going to step into a team environment, I would like to see a success story there. Somebody else that stepped in there and is doing what I want to do in terms of income, in terms of happiness, in terms of fitting in and looking to the future. If they don't have any successful agents, they haven't ever developed a successful agent, how are they going to do it with you? Okay. And that's not to say that their very first hire, you might not be the perfect fit and they've done everything right, but I want to have those conversations. So if I ask them what's your most successful agent look like and what's their production look like, and they tell me we haven't had one yet, well, that doesn't mean it's a no, but it does mean I need to have some deeper communication. You know, why have you not had a successful agent? Where has the failure been, and what's different now, and what would lead me to believe I'm going to succeed where nobody else has? Okay. And if they do have a really successful agent, well, I'd like to meet with that agent and find out what it is that they do to be successful so that I can figure out, can I duplicate that? All right. What's your turnover? Okay. If I've got a team and I'm going to interview with the team, and one of the agents has been there for 6 years, and one's been there for 4 years, and one's been there for 3 years, and they're looking to bring me on as the 4th one, I probably feel pretty good, okay? Because the agents that come, they stick, right? They succeed well enough that they want to stay. But if they hired 5 last year and fired 4, I'm probably not going to find the type of environment that I want, okay? So I want to understand that there's something wrong in their hiring process, or there's something wrong with the team as a whole, okay? And not to say that they haven't fixed what was wrong, but it certainly is a conversation I need to unpack and explore more. What if we find we are not the right fit, okay? I want to know what the exit plan is. If I come to work for you, okay, and help you build your brand and build your business, and at some point I want to go out on my own, or at some point if we don't see eye to eye and we're going to part, what does that look like? Do I get to take my contracts with me? Do I get to finish my contracts? Do I get to take my listings with me? I want to know what that exit looks like. And then lastly, where are the opportunities for growth? So I come in, I do a bang up job, or a rock star in this position. What's next for me? Where can I grow to? What more can I do? Okay. And what that opportunity is may not even exist right now. And that's where things can be really fun with a team. A great example, not here locally, but the Loken group, okay? And if you guys go to enough family reunions and night camps, you'll meet the Loken group. In 5 years, they grew their team from a husband and a wife to an enterprise with 60 agents working for them, their own office, and doing over 1,700 transactions a year, okay? So that very first agent they brought in, I don't know what their role is now, but they got getting in on the ground floor. How many opportunities opened up for them? You know, they have trainers, they have agent managers, they have all the leadership positions at the market center that they bought. There's an abundance of opportunity, and they continue to grow every year. You know, they've got a director of marketing, and they've got a head of their inside sales team. You know, there's positions that have been created as they grew. I want to know, what do you see as the vision? What's going to be next? Okay, if we hit these benchmarks, and if they don't have some sort of an idea of what that next looks like, that's a problem. Okay, so all right, so some of your homework, and I have no idea why this didn't translate well, so I apologize that my headers are all screwed up, guys. But I'm just glad the content in the middle is not. So homework, if we're looking at going on a team, there's some things that you'll want to do. One of those is interview multiple teams, okay? Don't go meet with one and because I promise you, they're gonna have a good story to tell. And understand, if they're in a position where they're ready to build a team, they're a pretty good salesperson, right? They've done a good job building their real estate business. They're gonna sell you, okay? So everything's gonna sound good, but you don't have anything to compare it to, okay? So go meet with a couple more teams so you can make good, fair comparisons about what is it that others offer that this one doesn't, and what are maybe some things I need to think about with each one, okay? Number two, check out that team's social media, okay? Do your homework. Go see what it is they're doing, how they're interacting with the public, kind of get a sense of their tone, their priorities. Check out the team's reviews. Are they getting a lot of really good 4-star, 5-star reviews on the transactions that they have? And are there any negative reviews that maybe might cause us to hit the pause button, okay? Sit in on one of their team meetings, okay? Ask them, can I come sit in and see what your team meetings look like, okay? And that's not the office's team meeting, that's the team's meeting, okay? Where the buyer's agent, transaction coordinator, and the rainmaker are all meeting. So you can see what is the interaction, what's the tension, what's the excitement, what's the fun level look like, and know whether this is a place I'll fit in or not, okay? Meet with one of the team members, not the rainmaker, but go meet with another buyer's agent and interview them. Find out, what do they like, what do they not like? You know, they told me that I'll get 20 leads a week. Are you getting 20 leads a week? What's the quality of the leads that you're getting? Okay. How difficult is it to do things the way they want it done? Okay. Thoroughly review the team agreement, okay? Your relationship with them needs to be well-defined on paper, okay? And I would tell you, if your team agreement is less than 5 pages long, it probably has not been thought through enough, okay? A really good team agreement really digs into what happens when this happens. And there's all the different scenarios, okay? And if you ever need somebody to sit down and explain to you what something means on a team agreement, I'm happy to help you with that, okay? But you want to look at it because you're going to have to sign that. The GREC requires that if a team is going to be underneath a broker, there has to be an agreement between the broker and the team on how things work. So we want to see what that team agreement looks like, okay? Because we're part of it. The broker will have approved it and said, yes, you can use that agreement, but that doesn't mean that it's a good agreement for you. Does that make sense? All right. So who thrives on a team, okay? Who are the people that are a really good fit? Well, one would be agents that need higher accountability, okay? When it's just me and I'm on my own, I tend to procrastinate too much. I get distracted too much. I don't feel like I have a plan. I get kind of lost in the weeds. That's a person that's going to do well on a team, okay? Agents that prefer a singular role, okay? As a real estate agent, we have to do everything, right? We're the marketer, we're the call center, we're customer service, we're
Counselor.
the contract team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we work with buyers, we work with sellers, we handle the contracts, we deal with the broker, we deal with we do everything, okay? And and for a lot of people, that's fun. They love the variety and popping on these different hats every single day. There's other people that they hate the paperwork. If I could do nothing but show houses every day and help people find their dream home, I'd be a happy camper. Go be on a team, okay? Go be a buyer's agent for somebody. All you'll ever have to do is show properties and put in initial offers. Once it's accepted, they're going to take care of everything, okay? They're going to handle most of the marketing for you. You're going to have to do a little bit of lead generation. That's a given, okay? I don't care your solo team, wherever you fit. You're going to have to talk to people and do lead generation, okay? But if I don't want to deal with sellers, I don't want to deal with paperwork, I don't want to deal with Facebook, I don't want to do flyers, team's a great place for you to be, okay? And if you prefer that other stuff, a team may be the great place for you to be. If you love the paperwork and hate the people, go be a transaction coordinator for a team. That's a fantastic place to be, okay? You don't mind talking to people on the phone, but you really hate in person, go be an ISA for a team, okay? We've got roles for every personality type. Agents that need more mentorship, okay? As compared to coaching or training, they want a mentor, somebody that they can follow and just do what they do. That's a great person for a team. Just make sure you're picking the right mentor, okay? Agents that thrive in a system. You're really good at doing what you're told. You just need somebody to tell you what to do, okay? Team would be a great environment. And then lastly, agents that prefer a team environment. And what I mean by that is the interaction. We're a group of people locking arms, working toward a common objective. You're going to do well in a team, okay? Where you're pulling other people forward and you're being pulled forward. If you need that in your world for you to feel complete, go join a team. You'll fit in really well, okay? So, but we need to be prepared. So what is it that teams are looking for, okay? What are teams looking for? Well, first off, it varies greatly, okay? So I can't tell you there's one universal thing and it's going to be across the board, but I can tell you some of the common things that we're looking for, and I'll tell you what some of the exceptions are, okay? Virtually everybody wants somebody that's passionate, excited, they've got drive, they've got ambition. They don't want somebody that's just looking for a job to show up. They want people that want to get ahead, okay? They want people that are going to show up and go after it, go after it, go after it, and help them get to their goals, okay? Now, along the way, they want to help you get to your goals, okay? But they need you to bring the energy to make that happen, okay? Evidence of lead generation ability, okay? They want to know that you've spent time on the phone. They want you to have heard no 1,000 times, okay, and be comfortable with that because they know that you're going to have to lead generate for them, okay, and they want to know that you've got some skill sets there, okay. some measure of individual success, okay? And these last two are where I say it really kind of varies greatly because, again, for a lot of teams, they're so busy, they're looking for somebody to help take some of the pressure off, right? They want to bring somebody in that can step into their system and start using the tools that they're given to thrive, okay? And so they want you to already know what's the transaction process look like. They want you to know how to use commands. They want you to know how to send stuff to compliance. They want you to know how to write a contract. They want you to know how to use the MLS, okay? They want to know that you can lead generate and find customers. And they don't have to teach you everything, okay? They'll help refine you, but they want you to have a good foundation to start from, okay? Then you have other teams that you don't know anything, fantastic. Then we don't have to unlearn anything, right? We're going to teach you the way we do it, okay, from the very beginning, okay? So that's why I say it's different. But most teams, they like seeing success already. Because if you found some success as an individual agent, should you be able to find success on a team? Yeah, okay? Because that shows you had some gumption and are willing to go after it, okay? So some process and contract knowledge, you know how the deal is supposed to go, you know what documents you're supposed to use. Maybe you don't know every document and you still get a little queasy in the stomach writing an amendment to address concerns. That they're probably okay with that, but they typically want you to have an idea of where to start. They definitely want you to be coachable. You know, are you somebody that will listen, process what you hear, and put into place the advice that you get, okay? And lastly, they want to know that you're a fit for their culture, okay? That you've got the same moral compass, you have the same level of concern for the client, you have the same sense of right and wrong, and want to give to the community the same way they want to give to the community, okay? Those are what they're looking for. So when you go to interview with them, okay, because remember, when you interview with a team, they're interviewing you, but you're also interviewing them. So this kind of gives you the perspective from both sides. What is it they're looking for and what should you be looking for? Okay. Some alternatives. Not sure if a team is right for you. Maybe you need a little bit extra help. Maybe what you're looking for is, I need another way to put a little bit of money in my pocket to get me through until I get some traction in my business. Some of the things that you consider, test drive a team, okay? And what I mean by that is find somebody that needs some help. They've got too much going on and you're not gonna on paper officially join the team, but let's interact as if we were a team for a little bit, okay? I'll help you with some of your leads. I may come to you with some questions. That's a good way to kind of get started, okay? I'll take some of the pressure off of you, okay? And we'll go ahead and we'll split the deals on those, okay? But I may need a little bit of help from you, but I'll be there to help your clients and take some of the pressure off. 2, be a showing agent, okay? Instead of actually joining a team, just be a showing agent and get paid to go open doors up. Take $25 a door. They find the buyer. They get the buyer under contract. They just need somebody to help search for the properties and actually take them out to show the properties. They're going to write the offer. They're going to write the contract. They just need help with getting the doors open and shut and making the customer feel important. Okay. Don't have to be on a team for that. Okay. And then lastly, handle some of their lead overflow on a referral basis. If they've got more leads coming in than they can handle, and they're like online leads, their Facebook is generating more leads than they can handle. They paid for a subscription to realtor.com and they've got too many leads. Have them give you the leads. You'll work the leads and you'll pay them 35%. Okay. You're not on their team. It's your lead. It now becomes your customer. okay? But you're paying them a referral. So those are some other ways that a team can get some relief. You can kind of see how it is that they do business, how it is they are to interact with, and start building relationships and see if you're going to be a good fit, okay? And it gives them a chance to try you out and see how well do you do converting those leads. Yeah. So with that said, guys,
That was
that's
good.
everything I had. What questions do you guys have that I can answer that I
That
didn't
was
already?
really good. That was in depth. Oh, wow. I didn't know all that. Yeah. So on this last part on the, so you're not under any kind of agreement with them, but isn't there some kind of, who would do the paperwork as far as, because you said that you'll pay, like I'll pay you 35% if you let me handle your.
And it depends on how we work things out, okay?
Oh, so it's just going to be, okay. There's not a standard.
There's
on
not a
how you-
standard. And I said 35%. If you're just gonna hand me the lead and you're completely out of the picture and I'm gonna do everything, 35% is a great win for them, and it's a win for me because I've got a lead I wouldn't have had otherwise, okay? But if we're gonna use their transaction coordinator, okay, we're gonna use some of their resources, okay, maybe it's a 50-50 split in that case, okay? So everyone's gonna be a little bit different, okay? And if you guys ever, get an offer like that and you wanna know, hey, does this seem right? Does this seem fair? Come and talk to me or go and talk to Stacy, and we'll certainly give you our feedback on what we think about it.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Oh, this is a lot.
So, well, I hope it was helpful, Don.
Yes, no, it really was. Yeah. Wow.
Very good. And Felicia, I know you came in late. I will have this recorded and I will put it up on the YouTube page in the next couple of days. So, better be recorded.
Yeah, lots to think about. Lots to think about.
Yeah.
So how do we seek out a team? Like,
Oh,
how
yeah,
do we-
it was my question.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
Thank
that's
you,
a great
Felicia.
question. Ask Stacy or ask me. Stacy's usually going to know first because Stacy helps coach our top 20% of teams or of agents. And so she knows who's looking for help. Okay. And so she'll know where there's an opportunity who you may want to talk to. And what she'll do is Stacy will even do a little bit of pre-screening for some of the teams. And she may want you to take a KPA, which Felicia, I think you've already done one. I don't know if everybody else has. But it's a personality assessment that helps determine, are you a good fit for these different roles? So it tells us this person has the personality and the aptitude that's a good fit for a team leader, for a productivity coach, for a solo agent, for a mega agent, for a buyer's agent, for a transaction coordinator. It's a really cool thing that we do. So it helps us see where your aptitude is. And if you're interested in taking it just to see for yourself where your aptitudes are, shoot me an email and remind me, hey, send me the link for the KPA and I'll send it to you because you reading the results yourself, okay, they'll get sent to me, not to you, but then I'll share the results with you. We'll give you some insight into where your natural abilities are and where you may have a tendency to struggle. Okay. And so always keep in mind as you're reading those things, it's just a guide. Okay. Certain areas may be an area where you struggle, but you put the effort, the energy into it. It's not that you can't overcome it, right? Go back to Lance Logan. Okay. He's the head of the Logan Group that I told you built the massive empire in just 5 years. He does not do well with people. He would be happy to sit in a room 8 hours a day with Excel spreadsheets. Okay, that's his happy place. But he knew if he was going to be successful, he had to put on a happy face and be on the phone, and he had to go out to listing appointments and buyer's appointments and get in front of people and convince them that he was the right person to get their house sold. Okay. But the other thing he knew was he only needed to do that long enough that the business got big enough that he could hire somebody else to do that.
Yeah.
And he could go to his happy place and sit in the office and play with his Excel spreadsheets every day and figure out where does the business need attention to help it grow. So he's very, very business minded, not, doesn't have the same emotional quotient, the EQ that any of you guys do. So, and so it shows. But you can push through anything. Okay, so don't let that hold you back. All right. Any other questions before I let you go, guys?
Thank you so much.
You are very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Trey.
All right, guys. Call me, text me, email me if you need me, okay?
I
Okay.
Will
definitely
do.
emailing you.
I already did, Trey. Thank you.
Perfect.
I'm getting ready
Bye,
to.
guys.
All right, everybody have a good day.
You
You
as well,
too.
all of you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.